Imagine waiting years for one moment, 4 years of stress, late night studying, debt, sacrifice, parents working overtime, students fighting anxiety, depression, exhaustion, all for one moment. Walking across that graduation stage and hearing your name called. Mhm. That moment matters. But now, even that moment is being handed over to artificial intelligence. Yeah, y'all. And for some students at Glendale Community College in Arizona, AI didn't just assist the graduation ceremony, it ruined it. Yes, y'all. AI ruined this uh, college's graduation ceremony. Yeah, we're going to get into it because during the commencement ceremony, students suddenly realized something went wrong. Okay. Names were being skipped. Can y'all imagine? Okay, you standing up in your seat. Y'all know how it's all in a row, and they will call your name and they call your name up so that you can go get your diploma and turn your tassel and everything here. But as you're standing there, your name gets skipped. And you're like, wait a minute. I know I passed my biology. I know I passed my chemistry class. I know I'm supposed to be graduating. I got my acceptance letter, right? My exit letter. I did everything I needed to do. Why is my name being skipped on graduation day during the commencement ceremony? So you're standing there awkwardly as other students are walking around you, okay, to get their diploma, right? Families are confused. People start whispering. People start talking in the audience. Okay, people are like, "What is going on?" I'm here to make sure I get a snapshot, a video. Okay, to yell and holler and scream. I got my bullhorn. Okay, I got my cowbells. All of that for my graduate, but their name is being skipped. Can you imagine the frustration the family is going through, right? Students are angry, right? I done sweated and did all this work and written all these papers, okay? Stayed up all night, no sleep, sleep deprivation, depression, anxiety, okay? And I have done the work and put the time and effort in only for you to skip over my name. Yes, I'm angry. I'm upset, right? And then came the moment that changed the entire atmosphere of the ceremony. The college president, no less, admitted that they were using AI to read the graduates' names. Now I know better than that because all throughout the school, okay, throughout the college, they forbid you from using AI. Don't y'all use no AI, no Chat GPT, no Claude, okay, none of that to write these papers, okay, to do these projects, okay, to do these dissertations. However, when it comes down to the single moment when I'm going to walk across the stage, get my diploma, okay, have you read my name, right, and say it loud and proud, you're going to rely on AI, the system that you told us not to use while we were in college all these years, and you're going to use AI. The president of the college is going to say that. I know they were livid, right? And instantly, the crowd erupted in boos. Boo, 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 boo. Everybody went off. Everybody went off at the graduation ceremony, right? They didn't do no applause. They didn't understand what was happening. Baby, they booed. Boo, 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 boo. They booed her down. Booed her down to the ground. Booed her down to the ground, right? Okay, because in that moment, thousands of students realized something deeper. Their once in a lifetime achievement had been turned into an experiment. You only get one time to get that first degree. You only get one time to cross that stage and get that degree. You only get one time to experience this. And they took that moment away from these students, right? Right? And you can understand why they were upset. I can understand because if that had happened to me, I would have been bawling my eyes out. I would have been crying. I would have been upset. I'm like, somebody needs to apologize. How dare you? How dare you take this one special moment away from us, right? Graduation is supposed to feel personal. I want you to say my name loud and proud, right? And enunciate it as I'm coming up on the stage, right? Personal, emotional, humanized, right? We want to feel that. It's not supposed to feel automated when you call certain companies and you get the robot. I don't want to hear that. Okay, I don't want to hear no robot saying my name. I want to hear the emotional reflection. All right, connection when you say my name. Okay, say my name, say my name. I want to hear that. Okay, I want to hear that as I'm crossing the stage. It's not supposed to sound like software, okay, doing an update. But, however, it is coming to new reality, unfortunately. Artificial intelligence is slowly replacing human interaction everywhere. Like we said, we can hear it when we call different businesses. You're not getting a human saying, "Welcome to such and such, such and such. How can I help you today?" You're getting the robot. Very robotic, very repetitive, right? We can hear it when we call for customer service in different companies. You can see it when we're getting art. You see the digital art. Okay, we can see the AI is taking over with the art, music. Okay, we see a lot of the sono, the different apps that are coming out where AI is the one that's singing, right? With the writing, chat gpt is writing out all of the scripts. Okay, jobs are being replaced. A lot of the tech industry are seeing where jobs are getting replaced now, where the repetitive work with data entry, okay, are getting replaced by ai. And now even graduation ceremonies of all things, the graduation ceremony is being replaced by AI. That's insane. Okay. Think about how symbolic that is. Students spent years and years proving they are human enough to succeed, right? Like they preach, do not use AI when writing your papers. Do not do AI when you're doing your presentations. Don't have AI do any of your work, right? We want it to come from you, your mind, your thinking, your intellect, only for at the very end of all that hard work of me expressing myself, me using my mind, you're going to take my graduation and put AI to facilitate it. That's a low blow. That is a low blow, right? Okay. Only for AI to take over the final celebration. At the end, AI won. AI took over and won. Okay. That's why this story hits such a nerve online, right? Okay. This went viral. Okay. Everybody was talking about how AI was taking over graduations, right? It's not just because about the names being skipped. It's more to that, right? It exposed a growing fear that people, especially this younger generation, already have about AI. They fear exploded again at the University of Arizona when the former Google CEO Eric Schmidt brought up artificial intelligence during a graduation speech, right? Students booed him. Baby, boo, baby, another boo erupted. We don't want to hear nothing about no AI. That means when I graduate in my computer science degree, right, and I have learned coding, you're telling me that AI is going to take the job that I have studied for because you don't need me to code anymore because AI is going to code. Do the job for me. So that's going to be less and less opportunity for me to have a job at Google. So, no, I do not want to hear about AI because that's replacement of a job. You know how fearful, how anxious I am to know what it's going to be like for me in the workplace, in the workforce, right? Students booed them. They said, get out of here. We're talking about AI. That ain't nothing what I want to hear. We want to talk about that you are ready for these graduates to come and that there's going to be lots of jobs okay, to place these people that have put all these years and time and education, right? Okay. And that reaction said a lot. It was everything, right? Many graduates today already feel uncertain about the future. They're entering a world where AI is replacing jobs. The economy feels unstable. Housing is expensive. Student debt is crushing people. And now they're constantly being told AI is the future, not the students are the future, not this younger generation is the future, but AI, a machine, is the future. Where did that leave them? Right? So for many people, that doesn't sound exciting anymore, right? That reality that's coming true, that's not exciting. Okay, that means less and less jobs for individuals going into getting higher education, learning these skills that are going to be replaced by a machine. That's not exciting. It sounds very threatening to have AI be the future. So when Eric Schmidt tried to compare AI to the rise of computers, and students say, we don't want to hear that, pushing back. Say, nah, boo, you can keep that, baby. You can hold that with that talk. All you're telling me is that I'm not going to have a job when I get out of college. With me crossing this stage, it's not going to mean anything to Google because you're not wanting to look at my resume. You already said I've replaced you with AI. That is not a positive speech that we want to hear, right? This generation, this younger generation, baby, they are not afraid of technology. This is their world. They grew up in technology. So they're not afraid of it, not at all. However, they're afraid of becoming irrelevant. The jobs that they've trained for, the jobs that they're uh got educated about, okay, that they say, go in the tech world, go in the tech world. Okay, AI is taking those jobs. AI is being trained to be able to code, right? Things that you went to college to learn about, you studied about. Those jobs are being eliminated by AI. Right, so that's why the boo were so loud. They were like, you not talking right, sir. You're not saying nothing about we're gonna have jobs when we come work for you. We're not saying anything about that, right? So maybe some colleges are missing the bigger picture. Not every moment needs to be automated. Not every tradition needs to have AI involvement. Some movements still need to have some type of humanity in it. And a graduation ceremony is one of them, right? So families want emotion, students want recognition, parents want to hear a real person say their child's name after years of sacrifice. Okay, they don't want to hear the algorithm say it. They don't want to hear a robotic machine's voice say it. They don't want to have artificial emotion, right? None of that. And this situation raises a bigger question nobody wants to ask. Are we becoming so obsessed with efficiency? I want it quick, fast, and in a hurry that we're removing humanity from life's most important moments? I would say yes. People do not want to wait. Sometimes a human being involved means you're going to wait. You're going to have to take time dealing with emotions. With the computer, there's no emotions. Okay. They're moving at lightning speed. There's no wait time. It's more efficient. So, yes, with our obsession with efficiency, you are moving humanity out of those daily tasks that we feel that are needed, right? Now, because once you start replacing humans' connection with artificial intelligence, where does it stop? What's the stopping point? How far are you willing to go? Because a machine can take over any task that a human does, right? And they don't get tired. Okay. Is the artificial intelligence going to take over the wedding instead of you having an officiant over the wedding? Are you going to have the robot, the AI, going over the vows, right? What about at funerals? Okay, instead of you having someone saying the rites of passage here at your funeral, right? You're going to have the AI going over it. Okay, where's the emotion on it? Classroom, instead of you having teachers, okay, coming in the classroom, are you going to have the AI robot, artificial intelligence, teaching everything to the students where you're not going to have that human to human contact? Friendships, okay? AI is the friend. AI is the person that is able to talk to you about what's going on in your life and not a real person anymore. That's scary, right? Very scary. So this probably won't be the last story we hear about AI taking over celebrations and very personal moments, right? Because AI is moving quick, fast, and in a hurry. Okay, it's faster than schools. It's faster than companies and society are emotionally prepared for, right? We're seeing where 40,000 acres are being occupied, where data centers in Utah are coming up, right? These companies, these investors are investing heavily in the data centers all over America, right? They're investing very heavily and it's moving very quickly. Okay. And a lot of people are not prepared for what's coming next. Now, and like most graduation ceremonies, those are the warning signs, right? Technology may be evolving, but many human things that we want, right? We still need to keep the human beings a part of them, right? And judging by those boo, that boo, 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 boo. A lot of people are starting to feel like AI is taking away more than is given, right? Okay, they say it's supposed to be job structure, but does it feel like jobs are going to come from it? Or you're going to take away people's way of providing shelter, food, and clothing for themselves and their families? Okay, a lot of people are starting to feel like AI is taking a whole lot more away. But what do you think? Okay. Was the backlash overreacting? Were the people born and doing too much? Or are schools really relying too heavily on artificial intelligence? Okay. Do they need to scale it back? Right. Okay. And would you want AI announcing your name at graduation? I know when I graduated, I would not want no robot saying my name. I want the inflection of saying my first and last name, okay, with my degree. I want all of the human responses that comes along with it, right? So y'all drop down and let me know. Do you want AI announcing your name at the graduation? Do you think the students are overreacting with the AI in the future where AI is going? Yeah, y'all drop down those comments and let your girl know. I thought this was an interesting topic. All right, y'all. Well, again, my name is Tanya Marie here with Bold One for Life, where we want you to be unique, be different, but most importantly, just be you. Thank y'all so much for always coming on in the room
Lightning
and
has been
blessing me, girl, with your
detected
presence.
near
I
your
appreciate
location.
it. Until next time, y'all. Ta ta for now.